sometimes you just need to read, not because you are having exams. Before leaving for holidays, check your curriculum. Then try and buy or download some required texts you would need for the next semester or term. Get good and relevant materials from students ahead of you. And for those in higher institutions, I will advise you to collect the materials for the 2 semesters. Study the tests for the current semester on time and prepare your personal notes before resumption. You may not be able to finish it up to 100%, but at least 50 to 60 preparation would be an added advantage to you. This is one of the secrets of academic excellence in school. Before resumption, you must have covered so much, even though you have other engagements during the holidays. If you want to be ahead of others, you must see and work ahead of others. Do not allow anybody to deceive you. There is no genius that does not study his books. Many students think that I have dull brain, I'm not a genius, so I think success is meant for those who are genius. That is not true. Learn as though you would never be able to master it. Like Confucius said, Confucius was the first teacher in China. He began his teaching at the age of 30 and taught more than 3,000 students in his life, and 77 of whom fall within outstanding considerations. They became scholars of extraordinary abilities. Education is the passport of the future for tomorrow. Please don't joke with it. Don't joke with your academics. Don't say that you don't need the certificate. Even if you don't need the certificate, but you need the knowledge. Don't even maneuver. Don't even try to cut corners. You need grade. By all means, no, it's not all about grade. Grade is not the first thing. The first thing is knowledge. And when you get knowledge, it's easier for you to pass your exam. That is why you see that in exam hall, you are not expected to carry books or papers. Reason because it's expected that they are not part of you, what you have been learning since the beginning of your semester or term. And so now you have 2 weeks remaining, like I said earlier. Now, those 2 weeks that you are given to prepare for your exam, the first week are meant for you to cover up. And if you have been reading something twice a week when you have lectures, you can easily read them 3 times, meaning that you have even made a margin of 10 times. That means you are reading the topic for like 11 times. That is very excellent. And the remaining 1 week is for revision. A lot of students don't even know what it means to revise their books. You don't revise when you're supposed to be reading, and you don't also read when you're supposed to be revising. There's a place for you to study, read those topics very well, and there's also a time for you to do revision. The time for revision is not a time for you to be reading new things. That is why you see many students, or some students, a lot of students as well, they go to the hall and they forget what they've learned. Some of them would say, I actually read it, but I can't remember it, because you didn't give yourself time to really meditate on what you have studied. Early to bed, early to wake makes one header is an adage. I just want you to have this understanding that you need to really have to apply principle by being strategic. And the next thing I want to also talk concerning you being able to be strategic is for you to be able to avoid procrastination. Because each time you suspend something that you're supposed to do today, each time you don't read what you're supposed to read in that very timetable that you have formed, you've actually moved it to tomorrow. And that of tomorrow, I've actually moved it to the day after tomorrow. So the best thing to do is to actually be determined and be focused, and make sure that you don't push out anything for tomorrow, because even tomorrow does not exist. It's an abstract word. Nobody has lived in tomorrow. because tomorrow is actually a world that you can never live in. We only sleep to wake up and see another day called today. And so today that you have, use it very well as a student, and also have self-control. You really need to understand yourself very well, because we are all different. If you cannot read at night, try as much as possible to make good time of your day. If you can also read in the day and you can read at night, also make use of them. Very, very important. And if you don't really do all these things, it's going to affect you, because you really need to have self-control. When you come back from class, you need to rest, and don't follow people. This person wants to go to class, maybe he's your roommate, you want to go with him or her to class to read, and she also what program herself on how to go about things. You too also should program yourself. Do not go to class in the name of reading with empty stomach, especially at night. Don't overfeed when you know you are going to work hard. Take light food, and sleep when you feel sleepy, but try to control your sleeping habits, because you can actually control your sleeping habits. You can set an alarm to wake you up when necessary. I also want you to understand that another strategy you need to apply is for you to be in class. Take notes. Note taking is very important. Some students find it difficult to write very well during dictation. Some students even get distracted when they are in class. Some of them, they are just too busy pressing, phone chatting on WhatsApp, chatting on Facebook. Come on, that is not the time for that. There's time for everything. If you can make use of your time, I tell you, you will definitely succeed as a student. You may not be the best, but you can still succeed as a student. I actually want you to have understanding that you need to be attentive. You need to pay attention. There's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong using WhatsApp, but use it at the right time. Use it when it's necessary. And I also want to know that the use of acronym is another strategy that you really need to apply as a student. When we are in secondary school in those days, these characteristics of living things, and we use Mr. Niger D, the first one, Mr. MR. We have movement, respiration. We have Niger nutrition, irritability, growth, and you have excretion, reproduction, and death. Then, with the acronym Mr. Niger D, you don't need to struggle. Just bring the key, Mr. Niger D, and you unlock it. You can even form as many acronyms as you can, just like I also formed that when you consider electromagnetic waves, for example, the order of their highest frequency and the lowest wavelength is equally written with the use of acronym, which I formed myself. G is R, and the G is gamma rays, and X is X-ray, U is ultraviolet, V is visible light, I is infrared, M is microwaves, R is radio waves. This G_R is the simple key to unlock it. The use of acronym helps to reduce the stress and time of thinking too much on a particular thing while trying to remember. You can generate thousands of acronyms to simplify your assimilation. It helps a lot. Just try it by forming a word or phrase to match, or you would have spent so much time by pondering on which one should come first before another. And you are a student, you are in science, and you are engineering, medical. I want you to understand that practical class is a must, because education full of theory is the basis of retardation of national development, said Eric Wiraco. So if you are in medical, try as much as possible to go for your medical classes, practical classes. If you are in science, engineering, try as much as possible to attend workshop, go to the lab, learn things that you have been reading in the theory. And I believe that by the time you are able to put down all these principles and practice them, I tell you, sky is not your limit. You will see yourself excelling. It's not magic. You just have to understand that things work by principle. Things work by principles, and you just need to be focused as a student. And when you are able to apply all this, you discover that reading becomes easy, because you know what to read on Monday, you know what to read on Tuesday, you know what to read on Wednesday, you know what to read on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And you also have time to rest, because you are being strategic. Everything is placed based on time, and when you are free, when you don't have lectures, although you may have fellowship and other engagement, but it will not affect you. Try as much as possible to read. In fact, when I meet students who have had so much problems in school, when I finish a seminar with them in her institution and the secondary level, it pains me. But I think this is the reason why I'm out to help you. I'm out for you. This is one of the reasons why God brought me to you, to help you, that you can succeed, that you are not dull. Nobody should define you. Nobody should make you feel that you are dull. You are not dull. If I'm the one telling you, you are not dull. I just want you to know that you can what? You can start again. You can start afresh. Don't sleep at your failure. Don't sleep with your failure. Wake up, get up, and start afresh. Even if you are in 200 level right now, you can be strategic with what I've just given to you. Form a timetable. If you're in secondary school, parents, please help your children. Help them. And another challenge that students have is in the area of them being forced to do a course that they were not passionate to study. Oh, my son, I want my son to study medicine. No, that is not the best way to help a child. You can guide your child to choose wisely, but don't choose for him. Don't choose for her. Don't say, I want my son to study law, therefore he must study law. No, that is not how it is. Help your child wisely to choose the courses you know that it has passion for, and that is one of the ways that will help your child to be happy. Because there are some students who are on campus right now, they are not happy because they were forced to study what they are doing currently, and they wish if they have they have money, they would do that which they know that they like to do or like doing. I want to encourage you, parents, please don't mislead your child. Don't deceive them. Don't deceive them, because the most sensitive area in the life of every student before furthering into tertiary institution is to choose your preferred school and course of study. That is why you see some students, when they graduate, they feel like they didn't even go to school. They just want to go back. But it's not everybody that have such, nobody that has such a privilege to really go back to school and start afresh to study, which is the course which you truly believe that it was the one you actually went for. But why not go straight to the one that you know you are passionate about, instead of going up and down? I believe that this will help you. And now you are done with the first week, the second week, you are done with revision, and what next is examination. And in my next teaching, I'll be talking about how to go about revision. And as God help us, we'll still talk about how to go about your tests and examination. We'll still talk about mentorship. We'll still talk about achievers materials and many more. And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I remain your academic counselor, academic advisor, Promise Odigwe. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.